So this is quite, good morning. This is quite interesting. So I had a customer working on a car, and I also saw his posts on one of the Mini Cooper forums. So this is the same car. So I think a couple months ago when I met him, he contacted me. He was like, "Hey, can you clone a cast module for me?" I was like, "Sure." And he gave me 2 cast modules. Here's where we're at now. So we have the original one. So this is the original one, and I labeled them. This is donor 1, and this is donor 2. So the original one, we made the new key, and it's key 4. And so we have the 2 keys, and we know they work, they start the car. I also verified that the security code for this module matches the computer module, so there shouldn't be any authentication issues with the security code. For module number 1 or donor number 1, what I did was I just copied over the data from this one to that one. So now both of these keys should work with this one, just in case there's some hardware issue. For the second one I called donor 2, I kept the programming and the EEPROM data. So I didn't touch those because I'm assuming because there could be a possibility that there could be something wrong with the data. So I kept the programming and the configuration the same. However, I recalculated the EEPROM, meaning that I took the security code from here and moved it over to this one. Also copied over the VIN to this one. And then once I did that, whatever keys that were associated with this were disabled, and I created a new key associated just with this one. So now, and this is for a 2009 Mini Cooper Turbo. So see the key symbol, but his car still wouldn't start up. And he was like, well, I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still, I think I charged him 100 for the program and 17 for the key. So it was a total of 117. So I was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, he's kind of, I think he was kind of upset. He was like, man, I just spent $117 and the car still wouldn't start up. But no, I only did I only do what the customer asked me to do. So going forward, I told him I'd take a look at his car, no cost, because I want to use it's the software that he already has on his computer, but I decided just to buy my own computer. Just to download it. It's the software from the BMW site and paid the $32 a day when I needed it. But I told him, hey, still bring over the car. So he brought over his car, and he had the start. He had a crank no start issue. So the first thing I noticed is that the 2 tires were reading 158 miles per hour. So I thought, well, let's correct that first. So I told him to get a new DSC module. We put that in. I put that in. I coded that to the VIN, and we got the data. That's the data from 2 front tires reading right. No longer reading 158 miles per hour for each tire. Got that right. Still have the crank no start issue. So what I figured out, there was no single coming from the crankshaft sensor. So I'm like, well, I already had a sensor, so I went ahead and swapped that crankshaft sensor out. Still, I had no signal coming from that sensor.
At first I thought, well, it appeared that there was, because before that everything was running fine, but what happened was his transmission went bad and he removed, I think, the engine and the transmission from the car. He did the swap. He put the transmission and the used transmission engine back in. So, before that, we had a situation where, he was playing around with the wiring harnesses when he was doing that engine swap. So that may have something to do with it, because before the engine was running fine, after he did the transmission swap, that's when he started to have this crank no start issue. Bad or not? So what I did was, luckily I had a spare ECU turbo, and I went ahead and I just cloned it with his ECU, because I needed to figure out if it was an ECU or not causing problems. So I took the spare one I had, I cloned over his data, I swapped it in. I still had the same crank no start issue. So I'm like, well, it's not. Fast forward to yesterday, customer called me. It was like, hey, I have this DME. Can you clone it? And I'm thinking it's for another customer's car, because he said he had an appointment in the morning. So I was like, yeah, that'll be $100. So I went ahead, cloned it, they matched, gave it back to him. And he called me up. He was like, hey, this DME, there's something, the one you cloned, there's something going on with it. Before you clone it, I was able to, and this, I didn't know this was the same car he was working on. This is the same car he's working on. It's like before I gave you the DME, I was able to control the fuel pump. Now I can't do nothing with it, so I'm not sure what's going on. So I take a further look at the DME. I'm looking at the part numbers, and it turns to find out that the DME he gave me was for, the donor DME that he gave me was for a base, and his car is a turbo. You can't mix and match a base DME with a turbo DME. They're not. You may be able to copy over the EEPROM in the flash data, but it's not good. It's not going to work in your car, right? Them norms like, hey, these DMEs are not compatible. You gave me a base one. He was like, oh, okay, I'll just go to the junkyard and get a turbo one. And I'm like, wait a second, this is the same car that I'm working on. This isn't another customer's car. This is the same car. So I texted him. I was like, hey, that's not going to work either. I already did that test. You're basically duplicating the test that I already done, thinking that it was a DME. It's not going to work out. Basically, he's at a crossroads again, where I told him it would be $100 for me to clone the DME, and he not only one, he gave me the wrong DME to clone. He gave me the base and not the turbo DME to clone. And two, you think he should pay the $100? You think I haven't pushed the issue of him. Usually he sells me the $100, but what do you guys think? Should he pay me the $100 for the clone. I mean, again, when the customer asks me to do something, I okay, this is what you want me to do. I'll go ahead and do it. Usually, I don't. Not usually, unless the customer asks me to validate. Hey, before you do it, can you validate this is the right part, or can you do this validation for me? I normally don't do the validation. This is what you asked me to do. I'll just go ahead and do it. So what do you guys think? You think I should contact him and be like, hey, we had agreed on the DME being cloned for $100 and you haven't sent $100 payment yet. I know he's going to be mad that, God, I have to send you $100 and this wasn't the issue, but I mean, so what do we do, guys? What do we do? I mean, I think I told him that his DME was good, but he went ahead and got another DME. So you guys tell me, what do you think in the comments? Do you think he should pay the $100 for the cloning service, or do you think he shouldn't have to pay the $100 because the DME is not compatible and it's not working in this car, and he's not able to control the fuel pump and continue his testing that he was doing before I did the clone? At this point, he said he's gonna go to the yard and look for a wiring harness. But again, what do you guys think? You think he should pay the $100 or not?